The price action for software stock is changing direction. The wind is blowing the stock upward right now, and I'm afraid software stock is not going to be this cheap ever again. What's up, homie? This is Howie. I'm a principal AI engineer with a PhD in physics. Welcome back to Howieverse, where investing is driven by data. In this video, we're going to talk about the price action of stocks like Microsoft, Palantir, Intuit, Adobe, CRM, and Applovin. As an principal AI engineer, I'm going to give you my perspective whether AI is actually going to take over all of this software stock or not. Is SaaSpocalypse is actually a concern or a fad? Let's do it. First, let's look at the heat map. And this is what I mean by changing direction, right? If you look at the left-hand side over here, we have the AI hardware related stock like NVIDIA that is down 1.45%. Intel there is down 5%. Now, where is the money rotating to? The money is rotating to software in the middle right here. If you look at Microsoft, it's up 5.45%. Palantir is up 9%. Applovin, this is one of my favorite stock right now, is up 2.2%. Adobe is up 7%, right? Intuit is up 5, almost 6%. Now, if we look at the price action on Friday for SMH, SMH is a semiconductor ETF. Stocks like NVIDIA, stocks like Intel, they're all in here in the basket of stocks like SMH. So on Friday, overall, they have a down day. We'll see if that will continue. And also, if you look at IGV, IGV is up by more than 6% on Friday. Look at that candle over there. Like it opened over here and then it went all the way to pierce the $100 level, right? So I have been calling the bottom on over here. If you look at the stuff over here for the software related stocks, stock like Palantir, Microsoft, they're all in this ETF. This is the software related sector. Okay, so if we scroll back all the way to March 2025, right, and then all the way here to August, so there are a bunch of resistance over here at $76.50, and that is when I thought that the software related stocks might be bottoming out here. But not all of the individual stock are weighted equally, as we are going to see in the following section, where some of the stock has been beaten down even more and some of the stock has been recovering. So let's get to it. All right, first one up here is Microsoft. I have a bottom over here at 350 bucks, but I don't think it will ever go to that level again. And we have this upsloping trend line that is piercing through this prices over here. And on April 24, I actually called this, there is the bullish movement on Microsoft stock that is happening. And let's explore that real quickly. So April 24 is like about right here. So on this candle over here, where I see that the price has broken through this downsloping parallel, and you can see like this is a very beautiful parallel. There's a high here, and then the bottom here, and the bottom here, also the bottom here. And I truly thought that it will go to this level before it have this type of movement, but no, it actually has been broken up to the upper side of this parallel channel. Not only that, it has this consolidation, right? And on Friday, it broken up of this consolidation. So this is a very, very bullish movement, and it's going to the upside from here on. Now, I believe the stock is gonna go all the way to $600, not financial advice, definitely. So from here to $600, that is about 30% from this point on. And the movement might go really quickly because that this already have momentum behind it. However, the ADR is still a little bit low at 2.45. Nevertheless, I truly think that Microsoft is bottoming out here and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon on that low. If you look at the business a little real quick over here, look at the business. The net income over here, they're generating $100 billion every single year. They're keeping it. That's not their sales. That is after they deduct everything, they're keeping $100 billion. This is a very solid business that is not going anywhere, and you're getting 30% discount. Next one is Palantir. If you see over here, is definitely very crowded, but all of this trend line is actually very important. This Palantir is the one that I don't own because I couldn't find any of the discount that makes sense in terms of valuation when it's like over here. So even though it hits the bottom here, I am not jumping up and down for it because there's just not a lot of discount, but this is a software stock, right? So what's happening over here is that if you look at this upsloping trend line, it appears above it. So this is really good. And also, if you look at this downsloping trend line over here, it also appears above it. So it has a very big momentum, and on Friday it was up 9%. Can you believe it? This is definitely has momentum if you look at the fundamental technicals, right? So just look at this middle like scope over here, the summary, right? It has strong buy on 1 day, 4 hours, 2 hours. It has buy, 1 hour buy, 30 minutes buy, 15 minutes buy, 5 minutes strong buy, 1 minute buy. And let's look at the week. It's also buy. So technical wise, I think the momentum is coming back to Palantir, although I don't have the time frame yet, but I believe it at least gonna go back to $167. Intuit now, this is a little bit frustrated for me because I have been loading up the boat when Intuit is below 400, like so all over here, and it flushed down all the way to $300 level, and it's definitely painful, but I believe this has a very beautiful parallel channel where's the high over here in 2021, and then it also tagged the high over here in 2025. And look at the low. The low is on December 2018, and also the 2020 low, and it has already tagged that low, and also there is a horizontal resistance over here at the $300 level. So it has definitely tagged it, but I believe it's going to have some momentum. And the thing is that if the software stock is going to rally, I believe Intuit stock is going to go with it. And there are two scenarios that is going to happen here, right? So the first scenario is it's going to go up very soon, very quickly, taking out this trend line over here at $350. The other thing is that it might go sideways for a while. What I mean is that it's going to go like this, just bounded between this $350 level and $300 level for quite a while. This is going to all the way to January 2027. So there's another 6 to 7 months of this sideways pain for this, right? So yeah, Intuit is definitely the stock that I see they're either going up very soon if it cannot take if it cannot do this very quickly, okay, it's going to go sideways and it's going to be a very boring stock. And is the question is AI going to kill this company, right? I believe not. I believe not. Just look at the financial, okay? So in 2021, the business is making $9 billion, okay? That is the sales. And in 2025, they're making twice as much of sales. And their net margin is 20%, 21%. And if you look at 2022, the net margin is only 16%. And it goes up 16 and a half 18%, and today 20%. So the business has been going very well for this company, and I don't see this company is going anywhere soon. And people saying that AI is going to kill this company, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Maybe in 2035, at the earliest 2030. So this company has 4 to 10 more years to figure themselves out, to integrate their AI so that their customer can accelerate the process using the software. So this company has cash to invest in AI to make their software stronger. And that is definitely not something that AI that can kill anytime soon. I'm a principal AI engineer. I build AI, I use AI. So this company still have a runway, and today in the state of the AI, it is definitely not taking over or kill this company anytime soon. Next one is CRM. On Friday, it went up 8%, almost 8.5%. And if you look at this parallel channel over here, and we have so many factors that is telling that CRM is bottoming out at $165 level. So we have this one factor that's upsloping trend line, and we have this horizontal line over here, and then this parallel channel over here. So what happened is that if we zoom this in, it has broken out of this parallel channel, but it hasn't confirmed yet that it's broken out. So there is still a lot of resistance over here. Nevertheless, this is a bullish sign. If we look at the technical over here, like on the 1 day is a buy, 4 hours is a buy, 2 hours buy, 1 hour buy, 30 minutes. Yeah, needless to say, this stock has momentum backing up for it. And if the IGV that we look at the software ETF earlier is going up, this is going to take it up along with it, right? So this is the software stock that has been beaten down. And if you look at this as well, let's look at this one. On the high to the low over here, this is 55% drop. It ain't going to go this cheap anytime soon anymore, okay? And if we look at the business real quick, just to keep ourselves sane, owning the stock that is down 55%, right? So look at the net margin in 2021 is 5%. Look at it now, 17%. Their net income, they're keeping $7.5 billion. And you don't think they can deploy their cash to figure out stuff to integrate AI into their software to make their software even more powerful? That's insane. Like, just looking at this one, that margin is improving year over year, and now it's 17%. I believe that in 2020, this is 2025, right? In 2026, it might even better in 20%. When they integrate their AI, the net margin is going to go to 30% and even better, right? So this is the stuff that I look at. The business is fine, the business is not going anywhere. And as a principal AI engineer that built and use AI, that is not going to disrupt this company anytime soon, right? If the company go in complacent mode and do not figure out how they are going to integrate AI, by 2030, yes, is going to take over this business. But they do have the mechanism or the plan to integrate AI to their business. So this is very good news. Adobe is another one. Adobe is up 7% on Friday, and it has this downsloping parallel channel that has been tagging here on the low, and over here on the low. I believe it has been bottoming out. However, it can go as low as this level over here at $205. Needless to say, this stock from the all-time high all the way to this low, to the recent low over here, is 67%. That is the definition of pain here. However, how do you develop yourself to not panic by owning the stock, to develop that ball that made out of steel, is when you look at the financial, again, the fundamental of the business. If we look at the fundamental of the business in 2021, the net margin is 30%. They're keeping almost $5 billion of net income. The sales is $15 billion, right? If you look at today, it's still at 30%. So the margin has been stabilizing for 5 years. Let's look at the other one, 27%, 28%, 25%, and 25, 30%. And they're keeping $7 billion, right? Over here is almost $5 billion. So the business has been improving, not quite as much. You don't think they can deploy their cash to integrate AI into their business? Again, going back to that complacency mode, I don't think this company are in complacency mode where they just going to let AI take over this. And this company has 5 to 10 years of runway where they can deploy their cash to integrate AI to make their business even better. Once they figure out how to deploy AI into the business, the net margin is going to explode to 50, 60% for this type of company, right? And we're going to look at the next one, which is Applovin, that has successfully, it's a software stock that has successfully integrate AI into the business and it's exploding. Let's look at it. Lastly, Applovin. Applovin is my favorite stock right now. There are several factors that make this on top of my list, and I've been buying heavy on this Applovin around this level. Whenever it goes below 400 or 420, I was loading the boat and it's been paying off so far. And if we look at this one, it has a very beautiful parallel line. So I am accumulating over here. And also we have a really strong resistance on $360 level. So whenever it attacks this $360 level over here, I have been loading the boat. And if you look at this factor, right? So we have this green downsloping trend line. It broke it, okay? We have this upsloping parallel channel that is on the lower side over here. It never pierced through it again to the downside. And it also has pierced through this $500 level that I have been monitoring it, where the price action over here is actually tagging it, but it's not quite breaking out the $500 level. Hey, it's been broken through. Now we have this half point on this parallel channel that is going to act as a resistance. We'll see if it's going to pierce through that, but cost basis for this stock is at $400 level, is like over here. So it's been going up 50% from there. And I truly believe this is not financial advice at all. When you draw this low and then go, oops, I might have to go a different way. So draw this line over here. This is $1,000 stock. This is $1,000 stock. Look at this 1618 here, okay? So this is going all the way to $967 or really close to 1,000. And that is my price point or my price target for this stock. The reason why is that look at the business. Look at the business. They have $900. They have 900 employees to operate a $200 billion business. That is insane. 900 employee, $200 billion business. Can you believe it? Like if you look at like, I don't know, Microsoft, right? They have, let's see, Microsoft, they have 228,000 employees. And Applovin, again, it only has 1,000 employee, like just rounding it up, right? And look at this business. The net margin is 62%. 62% for this company, Applovin. This is even better than Nvidia. If you look at Nvidia, right? The net margin for Nvidia, we look at here, it's 55%. 55% for Nvidia net margin. Mind you, they're keeping $120 billion, right? So, but the scale is different. The net margin is what's important for this business. So if you look at Applovin, again, the business has been going up, right? The net margin here is negative even in 2022, 10%, 49%, now it's 62%, and they're keeping $3 billion every single year. Dude, this is a money-making machine. They have pricing power, and they are software stock that are integrating AI in their business. That's why they have been accelerating their business like this fast with only 1,000 employees. Just think about like all of the stock that we have talked about, like Intuit, Adobe CRM. If they can successfully integrate AI like Applovin doing for their business, they're going to go ballistic mode to the upside. Okay, like Applovin is one of the company that has this momentum because they have successfully integrate AI into their business. In conclusion, the software stock that has been beaten down so much because of the story of AI that is going to kill these companies are mostly an overreaction. We have looked at Applovin, a software company that uses AI to make their existing business more powerful than ever. If other companies, maybe except Microsoft, can successfully integrate AI now that they have cash to integrate AI into their business, this stock can go to the moon. Not financial advice. If you haven't, please hit the like button down below. It will mean a lot to the channel, and consider subscribing if you like more analysis like this. See you in the next one.